Justin, after the Giants lose a game the way they lost it yesterday with all the penalties, what's more infuriating, when a team does not execute or a team makes mistakes?
Probably both. No, I think, for my time in the NFL, I think it'll probably be more on penalties because those are most of the time self-inflicting. Mistakes, the other team gets paid too, so mistakes are going to happen. But when you have those type of penalties, those are probably a little bit more infuriating because that's something that obviously you had a little bit more control over.
They seem to be a little overly emotional. We're talking so much about Beckham, but he
Sure.
at least get thrown out of the game. How do you coach that out? You want everybody to be emotional, right? You want every game to be huge, but how does a coach try to curtail, when it gets too out of hand?
You know what? I kind of anticipated a question similar to that, so I was thinking about that beforehand. I think, like you said, with the emotions factor, I think everybody talks about Beckham firsthand because, I think that's something that makes him great. He utilizes his emotions and plays to them, and I think he puts that extra oomph into his effort because of that. I mean, you can tell he loves to win. He loves to go out there and compete. And when things aren't necessarily going the way that he thinks they should go, obviously he wears those around his sleeve. So if people see that, and some people perceive that negatively, some people perceive that positively because he cares. But, at the end of the day, man, you have to understand that I think certain players can get away with it because certain players can understand the fact that they know how to keep their emotions in check and use them to the positive. And other people, might be able to use those in a negative way where it kind of affects their playing, affects the team play around it. So it's a touchy subject. It's something that, obviously, if I'm in that locker room, I know how to handle it a little bit better because guys that how guys respond to certain things you would say and do with them. But like I said, it's no right answer there.
Now, that being said, are you a little bit surprised that Ben McAdoo singled out Beckham and said he's got to control his emotions so it's not a distraction, A, to the team, and B, to himself?
I'm not surprised because I think, like I said, Coach McAdoo would know better how to, approach this one. I think, he gets to work with Beckham on a day-to-day basis, and he knows firsthand if that or those emotions have been affecting this team negative. And if they have been, then he has to say something. I don't know if the right answer is to say it in the media or to go to Beckham. I don't know that answer. Obviously, he felt as though it was the right play to do it in the media, and hopefully, at the end of the day, it helps the football team because, like I said earlier, those emotions can hurt a team negatively. They don't always do that, but they can. And obviously, he feels as though they did, so he addressed it.
Now, I'm wondering though, Justin, in your two Super Bowl teams, was there anybody on the Giants that approximated that kind of emotion? And did you guys try to calm him down, or have you ever seen a player like Beckham?
You know what? I haven't. I never got to work with, Beckham personally while I was on the Giants. I've had conversations with him since then. But I never, my time in the Giants, we never had a guy that was that emotional in that, like, to the point where we felt as though it was negative. We had guys that are obviously super excited to be on the football field and how things played out, depicted how, how they went about it, the rest of the game. But to the point where, I think the only person I could probably equate it to a little bit would be, probably Brandon Jacobs. But it's a little different, I think, in this play. So, again, if I'm in that locker room, I definitely would know how, one, those reactions, those emotions either benefit or, neglect our football team, and two, how to go from there and how to either calm him down or use that as motivation for other guys to say, why aren't you this excited? You know what I mean? So, it could go either way.